We'll say good afternoon to our valuable sponsors. We'll come right back. This is the Talk on the Block.
Dominica Festival Fever is here, and lightning tickets are out now. Friday, $200. Saturday, $300. Sunday, $200. And season tickets, $600. 3 explosive nights, October 24th to the 26th at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium. Tickets available at www.dominicafestivals.com, Bullseye Pharmacy, and Tipex Colorland. Move fast because the vibes won't wait on you. WCMF 2025. Your festival, your culture, your time.
But do you really have money to burn? What about your commitments? Have you paid your bills? What about your telephone bill, your light bill, your water bill? What are you going to use to pay your loan? A truck of stones? NCCU wants you to continue to make wise financial decisions that will not leave you stressed. Think of your commitments. Commit to your commitments. Commit to saving. And then you can have some money to burn.
The Ministry of Culture, Youth, Sports and Community Development brings you the opening of Independence Parade, Saturday, September 27th, from the Portersville Savannah to the Roseau Promenade at 3 p.m. Come witness culture at its best, with special road performances from Jinping groups, Belly, Steel Pan, live cooking, Lapo Cabwit, Big Bottom Ladies, and more. Yes, there's more. Pageant winners and contestants for the Best and Madam Bob Duet pageants. Corporate sponsors float, and there's more. On the truck, Kendall and Mr. Benji from Triple K International, Liquorman, Mr. Daddy Skinny, and there's more. All you have to do is catch the parade from 3 p.m. Saturday, September 27th. And remember to wear something Creole. Come celebrate Dominica's 47 years of progress and purpose.
Somebody said, man, just afternoon, please. Let's start off with the cultural group from Point Michelle, huh? It's Independence. Tomorrow is the big opening. We'll start the talk after that, okay? My Joan Frampton and your group, good afternoon to you. Hey, Maudlin, good afternoon to you. I hope you're smiling now, huh?
That's Friday afternoon at 4. We are going to have the official ceremony to open our independence celebrations. As you know, the theme this year, as we celebrate our 47th anniversary of independence, 47 years of progress and purpose. So this official ceremony will be held right here in the State House. Because it's an official ceremony, we'll just have addresses, of course, from the Minister of Culture, from the Chief Cultural Officer, and the Prime Minister. And then we close the ceremony. It's just to open independence. And on Saturday, that's where we expect all Dominicans to come out because we are going to have the parade on the streets. So we will have all the different categories, the big bottom ladies, the cultural groups, everybody that has some aspect to bring out for independence. We are going to have them on the streets. And this is why we are asking all Dominicans who are coming. It's not a fete, it's not a carnival thing, but we want people to come out with their cultural wear and we celebrate together because we have a lot to celebrate. 47 years of independence. So come out, we will have the bands on the streets and we're asking people to come from 3 o'clock. We start at the Good Old Parish Hall, and when we walk through the streets of Roseau and end on the promenade, I'm looking forward to it. Independence is a happy time for all Dominicans, and we can celebrate.
Let's celebrate. You just heard there from the Minister of Culture, Greta Roberts. And it opens with a grand independence parade, huh? Wear something Creole tomorrow.
The Ministry of Culture, Youth, Sports and Community Development brings you the opening of Independence Parade, Saturday, September 27th, from the Portersburg Savannah to the Roseau Promenade at 3 p.m. Come witness culture at its best, with special road performances from Jinping groups, ballet, steel pan, live cooking, Lapo Cabwit, big bottom ladies, and more. Yes, there's more pageant winners and contestants for the Best and Madame Bob Duet pageants. Corporate sponsors float, and there's more on the truck. Kendall and Mr. Benji from Tribuque International, Liquorman, Mr. Daddy Skinny, and there's more. All you have to do is catch the parade from 3 p.m. Saturday, September 27th. And remember to wear something Creole. Come celebrate Dominica's 47 years of progress and purpose.
Progress and purpose. I have my friend there. I call him community activist, Mr. Jeff Ballard. I hope you wear something Creole tomorrow, Jeff. But we'll talk about it and more when we come back. The shit you're wearing now is a little too bright, so you can just put a little madras on that, and you're good to go. But we are Dominica, of course. You must have heard. yesterday, there was celebration within the Newtown constituency, Roseau South. Shakira Lockhart. Of course, some houses were given away and some more promises made there. But let's listen to some of the voices you heard there at the opening of this housing project in Eggleston, Girardale. Shakira Lockhart, followed by the Minister of Housing and the Prime Minister.
This is not the end, but part of a new beginning. Today, 16 families will receive the keys to their modern, resilient homes, which will change their lives forever. We received 515 applications, and all of whom are deserving. My preoccupation now as parent is to review the applications, 499 of them, and to see how best I can assist and better their circumstance. I am still mindful of the fact that the living conditions of too many people have not reached the acceptable level. Our government knows this. I am aware of this. Your time to join several thousands who are living in resilient homes shall come. It is a pledge that I and our Dominica Labour Party government has made, an obligation which we are fulfilling. We don't promise which we cannot deliver. Our records are clear for all to see. Things happen in God's own time. To the beneficiaries, you are relieved from your burden of servicing rent. Hence, your current savings can lead to the production of disposable income.
All right, we'll continue, Dominica. We'll continue. Of course, we'll hear more from Shakira there and more from, of course, the Minister of Housing as well. So stick around.
Structures took the most time to begin under the Modern Resilient Housing Program. It is the first to be delivered, and that, my friends, is a cause for celebration. And you know, we faced many challenges at the start of this project. Finding the right location in Roseau South was not easy. Many sites were considered, many doors were closed before this one opened up. And yes, it came at a higher cost because, as you can see, there are many retaining walls, and these were required. But we pressed on because we were determined to provide resilient homes right here in Roseau South. And so persistence pays off. And today, our persistence has paid off for 16 deserving families. And this is the work of a Labour Party government, a party that I am proud to represent. Because at the heart of it all, Labour Party politicians were really humanitarians. And this, I'm telling you, is what gives us joy.
All right, now let's listen to the Prime Minister yesterday afternoon as well.
The reality is, there'll always be people among us in the society, notwithstanding their best efforts, notwithstanding all what they try to do, they will not have the means of going to the banks and the credit unions like you and me to get a loan to build a home. And the question is, if these people are in need, what do we do as a government? Do I say to them that this is not a responsibility of the government, or we use the little resources that we have to build homes for them so that their children can have hope and confidence in the future of this country? That the children can study under the lights, that the children can have access to modern washrooms, that the senior citizens no longer have to bother themselves with leaking roofs, and struggling single parents at the mercies of unscrupulous landlords who renting homes for people with no washrooms, no proper facilities. Come on, my friends. We have a duty.
All right, Dominica. I heard in one of these inserts, Jeff, correct me if I'm wrong. There's 469 houses to come in the Rosa South. Is that what you quoted there? I just want to be sure.
The number that he mentioned or she mentioned.
She
mentioned, but I think she said there was applicants of 515 applicants.
Oh, 5 applicants. So
515 applicants, and then they delivered 16 homes out of 515 applicants.
450 or 550?
515 and 16 were delivered. So a mere 499 people still need homes in the area.
All right,
so this is a big number.
Should we say hooray to the government of Dominica this time because they are providing houses and many people are standing by? The carrot has been exposed. Is that what it's about? Jeff, what's your take on what you're hearing there? Good thing. You can't criticize because it's a good thing people who don't have are receiving.
Well, good afternoon to you, Matt. Good afternoon to the thousands of listeners across the globe, especially the folks in Milwaukee, Wisconsin who's tuning in, and then the people of the Soufriere constituency, or friends in the Virgin Islands and all of that. But here's the situation with the housing program. First of all, I think that making those houses available is a very good thing, specifically those people who got affected after Hurricane Maria fall into hard times. And then, in every country you go, that government has a duty to help those in need. And this has happened in every country you go, in the US, everywhere you go. Even the great glory 1890 days of the Freedom Party government, houses were built and people were given homes. But the significant difference in Dominica is this. These houses were built. And if you listen to the speech of the Prime Minister, the speech of the parliamentary representative for the area, they are claiming that they make these homes available for these people. We have not yet anyone who given these homes, which, by the way, these homes were built because of Dominica's money, because there was a program from the World Bank that made money available to build those homes after the hurricane. Just like in agriculture, the World Bank have millions of dollars available to Dominica, and if the government can get off their butt, we can benefit from that.
And much of it from CBI as well.
A lot of that. So it's Dominica's money. But here's the reality. How many persons or anyone has ever get a certificate of title for this property?
Stick a pin there, because I don't know if I picked up I know I heard, but I did not have a time to drag down the insert. He said they will come.
Well, we've been hearing that they will come for a long time, just that he's been telling people I'm going to run on the DLP ticket in Soufriere. And let me just tell people, don't get confused by that. So we have heard a lot of promises and stuff like that. But here's the reality. A government in office that long, right? And keep talking about certificate of title. There's a lot of issues with the certificate of titles, to be quite frank. Let's look at in the Scottshead area, for example, the homes there I'm hearing they're going to be delivered to them, or the people of Scottshead on Monday, God's willing. And as a result, if you go mad down the road with all these potholes, all of a sudden they're very busy fixing potholes between pretty much Point Michel all the way into Scottshead. And if that's when they can do it, fine. But why every time the Prime Minister, government or something, people are coming back, that's when they fix the pothole. And you're correct. I listened to you earlier this week. What about us, the taxpayers? We are the one paying the taxes. Why the roads can be fixed for us? But to the point of the housing program in the Scottshead area, first of all, the government hasn't told us how they acquire the land, who got the title of the property, which I'm very aware of this property, which used to be the Old Castle Estate. My family from the Bello factory used to own that property, where all the guavas and cherries and what have you used to be brought to Bello to make those juices and stuff. This property, we have quite a bit of knowledge of what happened there, how the government have it. They have not told us how much they pay for the property, who owns the property, how they acquire it, which means these houses that there, if they want to give people certificate of title, how are going to make this title available to these people? The big issue here is there are people in the Margini area And some of those persons, I remember very well, some of those persons, when Mr. Medad was power rep, those persons were given right. And as a matter of fact, some of them were given a certificate of title to study. Just about 3 or 4 of them I know. And those people, they deserve how to get a house. You take these people from a property where they own, you bring them in 7, which is good. You take them away from, the danger zone of the hurricanes in the margin area of the 2 oceans. Are they going to get a certificate of title? And I've been pushing for this. I've made it publicly. Last appear time in Soufriere, I made the comment when the Prime Minister was present. I made it with the Parliament President. I'm doing it again. I'm asking for the parliamentary representative to ensure that the people of Savannah, especially those who imagine who had own homes, you move them to Savannah, please give them a certificate of title. Because
I just said to you, Jeff, he did say it's coming.
Well, when? We need to hear when, because those promises are vague promises. Matt, if I tell you I'm going to take you for lunch, I could die before I take you for lunch. If you told me one of these days you'll take me to Martinique, you could die before that happened. If you said to me, hey Jeff, by the end of October, God's willing, man, I got a ticket. I want to take you to Martinique for dinner. That's a different story. You told me when. But when you made a promise of Vegas, say, I want to take you, Pawana Bush. So this is the problem. Now, this Cosette area, here's the issue, the other issue. These homes were built. There were no consultation with the people of Savannah in the area. And because there's one person, I can call her name, the owner of, Castle Estate, I forget the name of her property, David property, been affected since these people are moved there because the water problem, I have guessed there's 4 or 5 Airbnbs in the area. We have shut down because the water pressure can't meet the demand. I went to DOWASCO. DOWASCO actually was not even aware of this project until I let them know early enough. And because of that, you put more people on the water system. It's not able to sustain the new people on the water. So some of them on the weekend in the Savannah area, water is gone from Friday. We don't get water till Tuesday morning, sometimes Monday afternoon if you're lucky. So no consultation was done. Now we have a system now with garbage. Video went viral where I showed where the road was blocked with garbage. These people were given keys to go in the house. They were not given any proper way or where to dispose the garbage, or they were not given any bin to put your trash in. Something very simple. They don't have that. And we have a serious garbage situation in Savannah next to the beginning of the National Trail. You call this resilient homes? And guess the best part? These people in Savannah, again, I have a tank. I can go downstairs and get some water. But they build this house for these people. When there's no water for 3-4 days, they don't have a system for collecting water. They have no way of getting water. But you're calling this resilient homes. They have nowhere for their waste to go to, like the drain stinks. And this is the big tourist area where to Kubali Trail start. So there's good thing in giving people homes. But 1, they should be given title. And 2, consultation should have been made. Can you believe Debbie had to close a place? Because the guests were going to give a bad rating on Airbnb because they have no water. They're complaining like the garbage everywhere. And I mean, I tell you, I had some guests myself. I had to cut the trip short because I had to give them a refund to let them know I apologize because of the water situation. Debbie had the same situation. A gentleman named Simpson, he can't even get guests right now because the garbage right in their face. However, we made progress. And this is what I believe in. We called the guy of waste management. We took a drive. We make a recommendation to him. And I hope the parliament will listen to the recommendation. That is, give every single home a trash bin and put a number on the trash bin. They'll match in the house. And the garbage the garbage truck can go and pick up the garbage.
What about water tanks?
Well, that's another thing because those people put up their resilient homes. And if there's no water, they're in trouble. Again, I have a tank I can get some water from. And here's the thing about doing things right. Some of those persons may never even used to know how to use a new toilet or washroom and stuff. They should have a training for these people. Okay, like people will like to clean, like using Clorox and all the disinfectant and stuff gonna mess up the sewage system because you need to have certain bacteria alive to be able to eat these feces and stuff like that, those bacteria, or else you're gonna back a sewer system. So training should be given to these people. It's kind of you get these people and you feel them lost. And what I'm fighting for these people to get a certificate of title, for these people to have a place to store their garbage, and for the what's going to improve the system so that the Airbnb can continue to grow. And as Minister for Tourism, if you're really a serious minister of tourism, you should encourage the A&Bs, because the A&Bs, we're not only one making money. The shop makes money, the fishermen make money, the bars make money, and it's a good thing for you yourself. And if you look at the constituency, the Chief constituency, it's a high tourism package area. And I'm asking her as a friend, as a colleague, she can do better.
No, tell me. So you want to compliment them, but they have not gone far enough. That's your point?
Not at all, because you cannot give people homes and they don't own it. So Matt, what happened? How the thing is going to work? There's utilities to pay. How the paperwork working? Who owns what? If one of this person family lost one or something, you just put somebody else there. I mean, is it going to pass on to the next family, to the next generation? That's why it's still become tight. And Mr. Prime Minister, you know me. We have a discussion recently. We flew together. I'll tell it to you again. If for me to take you seriously, you have to deliver on these promises. And if you can do that, yeah, I'll be there with you.
All right. So, Prime Minister, you heard a promise there from Jeff. Deliver. All right, Dominica, we're going to come back. We'll take a few phone calls. Yes, we are. All right, let's do this. Somebody says 16 out of 515 is 3%. Somebody's doing the calculations already. If we were to get 3% on the test, I would be in a special class. The issue is not whether a government should not have a non-partisan welfare department to manage housing, but how a government in office after 25 years, creating a stagnant economy, mass wastage, serious unemployment, and a bleak future. Now they're using this housing presentation funded by the World Bank and other agencies for election campaign. So Melissa and Roosevelt's Carrot can continue to live the exorbitant lifestyle, the Imperial of Dominica. The funds are not coming from the state. While we boasting of billions selling citizenship, Dominicans are collectively suffering from the battered wife syndrome. We'll take your phone calls as we continue. In the afternoon, we're here discussing the housing project. Well, let's take a few voice notes and we'll take some phone calls as we go. Yes?
Matt,
Yes.
a pleasant good afternoon to you, Matt. And Matt, I want to say a pleasant good afternoon to my cousin Jeff. But Matt, I am sending this voice note, and I said it to you before, Matt, and it's a fact, Anytime you see me send a voice note, Matt, if it's in accordance with your program, I think, just my thinking, it would be appropriate that you hear it. Because, Matt, I don't send voice note. I call. I'm not hiding behind sending text messages, Matt. But, Matt, every time I hear you ask that question, and I love you dearly, I love what you're doing for Dominica. Well, every time I hear you saying to other people what our Prime Minister say, Matt, it affects me. You know why, Matt? Matt, you know. Matt, I know. But all of us know that the Prime Minister does not tell the truth, Matt. And Matt, when you go to my village, that's why Jeff is there, because Jeff himself is bleeding. What Jeff said is the truth. These people in Margini, there, some of them have their own homes. They have their own home. They have their own place. Nobody can push them out. When you take them and you say, okay, you call that place a disaster place or whatever you want to call it, but you're taking them out.
Resilient.
Why can them get their own title instantaneously, Matt? Matt, it is imperative that the people of Scott said that moved to Savannah, specifically the people who Jeff is talking about, that they already had their own little property, Matt. They're supposed to get their title, and you telling Jeff that the Prime Minister say it coming, Matt. How many times have you heard that for that same title, Matt? Matt, can you believe that Prime Minister? I'm asking you again on that voice note. I don't know if you'll answer me, but I mean that question, Matt. Can you, Matt, really believe that our Prime Minister, Matt? Well, I don't believe him. And for certain, I know what you're asking Jeff about. He said they're coming. Jeff don't believe that.
All right. So, based on the conversation I had yesterday, Yes, sir. Based on the conversation I heard yesterday, he said there'll be naysayers that tell you they're not coming, but they are coming, huh? I think I can get to that part of the conversation. I'll look at the insert again. Ever heard vote boxes as titles? That's what somebody suggested. Are you saying that these houses are for votes? On the telephone, hello, talk to me, yes? Uh-huh. Yes? Hello?
Good afternoon, Matt,
Good afternoon to you.
and good afternoon to your guests.
I see the Sufria Party on there this afternoon there, yes?
Matt, I just call in to support Mr. Bellot. I have nobody else to support except Mr. Bellot because this government is expired. After 25 years, it don't make no sense to go back. Tell them people pack and go. Matt, all what Mr. Bellot is telling you, I agree and I support. Matt, we have a disaster with rubbish in Savannah. Matt, we have a disaster with water and nobody cares. Only when something is prepared to handle in the constituency is when we see in the parade after 25 years. Matt, how you can have somebody representing you? You just build some houses in Savannah. You have a crisis for water. Matt, you don't know you have to put things in place. They rush and pick who they give in houses. Everybody that receive a house is a labor. Matt, everybody that receive a house, Savannah, is a labor. I'm not against them people getting houses, you know, but I'm just trying to show you the policy of the government, which is wrong. Matt, we have a crisis water is a problem, big crisis water, and the power rep is nowhere to be seen. Matt, people don't know what is a representation is all about, man. Matt, it doesn't seem to be we know when we vote for somebody how they have to represent, man. It doesn't seem to be we know those kind of things, man. Matt is a disaster. Matt, imagine, then people came to free last week when the government official to hand over some boats. They installed 2 tents with how many chairs? Matt, it looked like within the community, they don't really appreciate and glad how the distribution of boat goes. That left for the fishermen. But I just telling you, on the ground, they are not satisfied with what's happening. They use the opportunity to give how many people in different communities boats, but they came Scott said and they only hand over 3 so far. And Matt, those people put 2 tents in and you will not believe it. Matt, it was a shame. Matt, the community turnout was extremely poor. Matt, it had how many government officials than people we? They're using the people money to play their politics. Imagine you have Prime Minister, Matt, a whole set of agriculture officials, a whole set of fisheries officials. Matt is just official and official and official. And the turnout in the community was extremely poor because people did not like what is happening. And Matt, it don't make sense to talk about power anymore. We just have to hold our end and take our struggles because, Matt, I don't know how to frame words for you again. No, Matt, it's just a shame in the village, man. Matt Scott said, the woman is Minister of Tourism. Matt, it's a shame. Matt, and nye paka said Sufria Scott said, Matt, pull up with me, catch a cover Sufria and more. And those people are using people to get to go where they want to go. Matt is a shame, shame, shame. And I just want to support Mr. Bellot in all what he has been doing because this man has been doing a lot for the community and doing many more. And I'm sure he will do a lot. But it's just a shame that
I want you to stay on the line there because I heard another big promise there from the minister. So listen a little bit there.
So today we're here in Garlett in Scottsdale. Let's get an update on the Sufria Scottsdale City Pence wall. This wall was damaged by Hurricane Maria, and the people of Scottsdale and Sufria have been waiting patiently for us to clear the city fence wall. However, as you know, there was significant damage to people's homes in the Sufria constituency, and that became the primary focus of the government. I am very pleased that we
What's going on there?
signed a contract earlier this year to commence works to repair the broken section of the Sufria Scottsdale city fence wall. The work is progressing nicely, and I hope within a few months we will be able to open the road, which will make it much safer for road users. To my constituents, especially those who live in Sufria and Scottsdale, thank you very much for your patience. Promise made, promise delivered.
So, are you still on the line?
Matt, let me tell you something. As far as I'm concerned, that the holy no water. When you're representing people, you have to deliver. Matt, how many years?
But she just said that she's delivering that wall there for you.
Matt, how many years since Maria passed? Asking your question.
About 8 years.
8 years, and death had to come in the angle for them to do something. If I would, and you represented me for 8 years, you come in and polish that section of the road. They have to call that Cecil Tavernier bypass. That was Cecil Tavernier who came after Hurricane Maria and do that bypass. And that bypass stayed for 8-9 years. And it's now you come in and repair the wall. Matt, I don't have a problem with repairing the wall. But Matt, if you're representing somebody, not after 9 years, you come in and do that, and you come in and polish woods for us, it will fool who it will fool, but it cannot fool me. Because at the end of the day, Matt, when you get a chance, come up to Scott said and watch the wall. I'm not criticizing the wall, but there's a section of the wall that crooked, Matt. Matt, after 9 years, after death, it creates death. Now you come in and build the extra piece of seawall, and you want to come and play politics. Oh, my constituents happy. Matt, nobody happy, and that don't hold no edge. At the end of the day, you don't have to be ignorant. Better be late than never, because you have to do your work. But Matt, after 9 years, it creates death. Come again, man.
All right, caller. Thank you very much. I think I have another caller on the line there, this time from the USVI. Scott said in the house.
Scott said is in the house. Good afternoon, Mr. Belcher.
Good afternoon to you, sir. Yes, sir.
And I would like to say good afternoon to my compatriots. First off, my immediate president of the Scott said Reunion and Enhancement Committee, Mr. Geoff Bellot.
Good afternoon, sir.
And Tony Caesar. Oh, my goodness. And you just had Higgs Adams. And here you have me.
You guys are back in there.
Mr. Peltier, and good afternoon, Dominica, especially those from Soufriere Scott at Gallion. Matt, I would just like to strengthen those points all of my compatriots have talked about in the inefficiencies and the, the just total incompetence of this government, especially the so-called PALREP. Matt, we do not have any PALREP in this area, I think our PALREP is Jeff, because
so
frankly speaking,
what's up with Miss Charles Pemberton? What's happened to Miss Charles Pemberton then?
Ineffective, waste of time, deaf, dumb, blind, unintelligible, the whole works, Matt. So when you really look at it, they may.
So you're basically saying they don't have representation there in that PALREP?
Matt, we do not have, as you may have noticed.
So you don't think you're hitting her too hard? I mean, give her a little credit.
Matt, Mr. Peltier, allow me to speak, please. As you may have noticed during our recent reunion, our PALREP was us with the reunion committee. I do not want to speak for the committee. I'm speaking for myself on my behalf as someone from Scott said.
Okay.
Matt, first off, the garbage situation in Scott said, it's, oh my goodness. I mean, I can't believe this. I can't believe my beautiful village of Scott said is so infested with garbage all over the place, man. And it is so unsightly, Matt. I mean, as soon as you enter the village, you're seeing black bags of garbage all over the place. Matt, I mean, the basics we are just asking from our PALREP, if we have one. Take care of the garbage, keep the village clean, and I mean, our people, we've always been a clean people. Scotland has always been a very, tidy village, well kept. Our people are very hospitable, very friendly, and all we want to see is just our village remain clean and just the basics of cleanliness. I'm pretty much sure where the so-called PALREP is living, you wouldn't see any of that in that area. You go, where does she live? Point Michelle or wherever? I don't know.
She lives 2 streets from me. 2 streets from me. 2 streets.
Matt, do you see that in her area?
I don't see that. I haven't been there in a little while. I haven't seen it.
Great. So what she doesn't want for herself, why she wants it for us? So that's what I'm saying. She's ineffective. It's a waste of time, Matt. So therefore, a group of us, we've decided we're going to do what we can for our village. And I think Mr. Bellot will expound on that a little bit. But as far as representation, we are void of that, man. Have a nice afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Wow. 449309596. A lot of messages there on the Facebook page as well. So people are actually reacting. Man, just imagine there are no days off Mondays, 29th September until the 12th of October. Man, so something is up and happening in Dominica with the RSS coming on Sunday. I didn't know that. The RSS is coming on Sunday. This is a wicked government exercising its powers on the citizens for their own selfish gains. Elections will be called soon. Have you heard anything about elections yet?
Well, they can have election whenever they want. And I think that the problem in Dominica of election, that's why that I always believe if I was to take any leadership role in a political party in Dominica and ever been elected as prime minister or even a minister of government, one of the agreement I would have with that political party, first thing in the first 100 days to have a set date for elections. We're having too many elections, Dominic. And to be quite frank, even the current government, the DLP, it is actually affecting them because they start something, by the time they do need to get it done, it's another election.
You said if. Because are you still considering, Jeff, or that you might?
Well, time will tell. Time will tell. And then that depends, first of all, from God. If he wants me to do that, and my children, very close and they are monitoring the situation, they'll be here soon again to really see the need of if that need to be done. But Matt, what needs to be done in Dominica is kind of like what we did in Scotland. I have said it before. The government of Dominica, and I'm very disappointed with the ministers of government, especially most recently listened to Shakira, what is her name? Whatever is her name. I call her the BB lady. Whatever. I'm sorry, I apologize. I don't mean to make fun of her name, but I cannot say her name.
Shakira.
Shakira, the paragraph for the Roseau South constituency. I'm very disappointed with she and all the ministers always say the Labour Party government. Guys, when you're elected, you are the government of Dominica and not a Freedom Party government and not a UWP government. You could say that you Junior Charles led government. You could say whatever the guy is, whatever his name is, my friend. Mm-hmm. But the thing about it, you cannot say Labour Party government because you're not the government of the Labour Party or the Labour supporters in Dominica. You are the government of Dominica. That's very immature from these people with the behavior doing. But in Dominica, what must be done is a group of people in every community need to show the government they don't really need them to get stuff done. Like what we did in Scott said, let's put our resources together. Let's build a bus stop. There are some roads, let's patch it. We need a library, let's put it together. When they see this happening, they have no choice but to jump in. And I will say that the power rep probably prevented or tried the reunion from not happening. And again, I'm speaking as Jeff Bellot, not as a member of the reunion committee. And when we did that, she had no choice. Pressure was on her. So she had no choice at the end to join. And this is what we have to do. And I really let them know nobody can stop Jeff Bellot from doing what is right for the people of Scott said. And every community in Dominica, I want to get that Jeff Bellot in every community in Dominica to come forward and stand strong and put political parties and colors aside and do what is best for your community. If we can do that, it was Ken Vital when he was the DFP who addressed a gathering and said that we need to be a government out of government, meaning put our resources together and we can do what is best for our community. They have no choice but to jump in line. And quickly, this is what happened. That's why you see the bus stop was built. And the bus stop was built where people told me, the power rep told them that they give Jeff and them $26,000. I dealt with, you were there, I dealt with that matter with her president. She cannot deny it. And this is the wrong information they are giving people. That bus stop was built because a reunion committee was put in place and sponsors like Petro-Caribbean them came on board. And that is the truth. She did not build the bus stop, even though painting right now.
She made a contribution.
If she may say that the contribution come from her pocket. The contribution came from negotiations with letters, and Petro-Caribbean can tell you, and the Dominican National Lottery can tell you. We wrote to them and they said they'll help with us, they'll work with us, and through the power that's what happened. But the fact is, that's why Petro-Caribbean and Lottery is on the bus stop in Scotland. It was not her money from her pocket that do it. And it was not her that go and talk about your responsibility. These things need to be addressed and we need to be honest with each other. It's just like back in the day, whether it was the UWP government or Labour Party government, Josephine Gabriel, great company in 40 years. Unfortunately, foreign minister attacked them personally, which is, I wish I had them to expand on that buy some of his books to send him to school, attacking a government like Joseph Gabriel, who've been in existence a long time, has made donations to build bus stops, have made donations to build basketball courts. So why Parep have to take the credit? They built it. This is very, very immature.
Immature.
Yes, it is.
All right. Somebody says the question is it legal for government to use state money to give free houses to supporters? This is the first country I'm hearing that this happens. Something is not sounding right. Some have to work very hard to earn a house while others get in the house for free. Address that, Jeff. People are saying, I mean, everybody's working. Whether it's labor rights, whether it's workers, whether it's freedom rights. Is it labor rights alone that should receive these houses?
In the houses they give in Scotland, that's what it is. And there are some people who always have a red t-shirt on because they want to show they support, they get a house for that. This is wrong, eh? Because when I look at Scott said, right, there are some people who have go through some difficult times and they should get some of these houses. And I know they said there might be more building, but some of these people should get, and I know they will necessarily support in the party. And there was some even support the party, they do it. But listen to the Prime Minister comment at Rosa South houses. He said that some of us like have to go to the credit union and the banks to get loan to that effect. And then some of these people can afford and make them homes. Well, why the banks are leaving Dominica? Because that's how the banks make money. Because when you have a bank, you go to a mortgage and they make the interest. That's what happened. The reality is that these houses should not be given to political party supporters, but those who are most in need of it. And that's why there should be some sort of survey or some sort of document or qualification process people have to go through to be able to qualify to get a house. None of that is done. And this is how I'll answer this question, is because why would you give a party supporter a house and someone else who's not a party supporter, just because they don't support the party you are involved into, don't give them a house.
And they may actually deserve the house.
Yes, in Scotland, there are some people like that. And it's the same situation. Somebody asked me the question just today. They said to me, hey, Jeff, the houses they build in Savannah, this is what they do. They told that person they want to give them a house or not. Matt, there are people who I think, still living in the school in Scotland. After the hurricane, 8 years after Hurricane Maria, we built a bus stop, raise fund. We're able to build a bus stop in less than a year. Raise funds to do it, to make it happen, put pressure. And often Petro Caribbean and the National Lottery to make some of these funds available. We're able to do that. We're sure we can do that. And at my speech at the opening ceremony, I made it clear to the government of Dominica that if they do not fix that wall between Suffolk and Scotland, we will have funds to do it. And we had already applied to an agency. And they said, once we made that announcement, give the government of Dominica 24 months. And if they don't do it, they would have come forward to make it. An NGO decided to do that. And we are not going to tolerate this nonsense of being bullied. There's a relationship there that is really bad. It's an abusive relationship. You cannot give somebody a house and tell them, I give you a house to keep me in your house. That's an abusive relationship. That is not a government for good heart to do what they do. And I want people to listen to what I'm saying. Well, I'm not here to bash government or political parties or people. We have this thing in Dominica, politicians are doing, whether they're in position or whether they're in government, to think that they can use people, abuse them to get vote to stay in government.
And it's not their money.
It's not their money. It needs to be stopped. People need to understand, in today's 15% value added tax, Matt, if you have $100 in your pocket today, $15 is for the government. Anytime you go, whether it's by Tony or by Vinaba or Subuli, wherever you spend, you buy a beer, whatever it may be, that 15% goes to the government. So any project done is not, when they say, I make this money available, it's the public's purse. The treasury is the public purse. And they need to stop, make these comments. It's wrong.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come right back.
One of the most highly anticipated cultural events of the year, the SMA All Boys Concert, a star-studded night of music, culture, and brotherhood on Friday, October 17th, 6 p.m. at the St. Gerard Hall. Dancing and 10 K's of Monaco Dominica. The sensational Chalet of Signal Band, Award-winning Mr. Reach across the bridge. King Daddy Chess, multi-talented King Bob. And tell Slim so I could live for that club. John Vino McBear, Shadow Throw, Colin Fingers Phillip, County of Serenade, Tahina, Alex and Laron, Kenny the Ghost Williams, Peter Lita, Calvin Senator, Spirit Boy. A night of gay soca dance so reggae Muyopo and world of music. Tickets in advance $50. Special students price $25 only at XM. Partners include Navigator, Brethren Company, DBS Radio, Carrier FM, Q95 FM, Dominican News Online, Push Past 10, the TDN Radio, Paris Academy, UWI Campus Dominica, Dominica Public Service Union, Damian Ballot, and all the SMA alumni, Milo Services, Defex, Moonzai, Dominica Lotteries Commission, Central Cooperative Credit Union, and more. This landmark concert celebrates the extraordinary contributions of SMA alumni who have become icons to Dominica's rich cultural heritage and the regional and international stage. Friday, October 17th, 6 p.m. St. James Hall, St. Mary's Academy Pass and present students. Support your alma mater.
5 numbers, 1 jackpot. Your chance to win starts only $10,000. Boom, boom, boom. Dominica's very own jackpot is here. 5 big, 5 match 5. Win big, match 5.
If you know quality, then you must know the manufacturers of Dominica's finest rums. Belfast Estate Limited, over 80 years leading the industry with exceptional standards and formidable customer service. We present the manufacturers of BB Rum, Soca Rum, Red Cap Rum, Cask Rum, and the signature Belfast Estate Rum Punch. With island-wide distribution daily, Belfast Estate Limited has cemented its mark as the distributor of choice for products like Eldorado range of rums and creams, Kubali Bear, Corona Bear, Guinness, Root Boy drink, and of course, Sunblast juices, Topper Snacks, Vitamalt, and Pine Hill juices. Call the office at 440-7032 or visit the distribution outlet at Jimmy Dominica. Follow on Facebook or Instagram at Belfast Estate. Belfast Estate Limited, your leading manufacturer and distributor of rums in Dominica.
The Ministry of Culture, Youth, Sports and Community Development brings you the opening of Independence Parade, Saturday, September 27th, from the Portersburg Savannah to the Rosa Promenade at 3 p.m. Come witness culture at its best, with special road performances from Jinping groups, ballet, steel pan, live cooking, Lapo Cabwit, Big Bottom Ladies, and more. Yes, there's more. Pageant winners and contestants for the Best and Madame Bob Duet pageants. Corporate sponsors floats, and there's more. On the truck, Kendall and Mr. Benji from Tribuque International, Liquorman, Mr. Daddy Skinny, and there's more. All you have to do is catch the parade from 3 p.m. Saturday, September 27th. And remember to wear something Creole. Come celebrate Dominica's 47 years of progress and purpose.
Cause I'm on my way. KFC delivery is here. Just place your order at www.kfcdominica.com, Facebook or WhatsApp at 614-2633 and your order will be delivered to you. KFC, it's good. Cause I'm on my way.
The Ministry of Culture, Youth, Sports and Community Development brings you the opening of Independence Parade, Saturday, September 27th, from the Portersburg Savannah to the Rosa Promenade at 3 p.m. Come witness culture at its best, with special road performances from Jinping groups, ballet, steel pan, live cooking, Lapo Cabwit, Big Bottom Ladies, and more. Yes, there's more. Pageant winners and contestants for the Best and Madame Bob Duet pageants. Corporate sponsors floats, and there's more. On the truck, Kendall and Mr. Benji from Tribuque International, Liquorman, Mr. Daddy Skinny, and there's more. All you have to do is catch the parade from 3 p.m. Saturday, September 27th. And remember to wear something Creole. Come celebrate Dominica's 47 years of progress and purpose.
The Stadium Forecourt comes alive with the Flavors of the World Festival, Sunday, September 20th,
from 2 to 9 p.m. A global celebration you don't want to miss. Taste delicious dishes from Haiti, China, Jamaica, Dominica, Venezuela, India, the United States, Africa, and Cuba. Live on stage, Michael Henderson, Mary Pascal, Lily Octave, Dave, Joy Stout, Sai, The Web, Shanice, the legendary swinging stars, plus Indian dancers, singers, a thrilling martial arts expert, hand in harmony, cultural presentations, and more. Dedicated kids zone and gaming zone, plus live food competition. One lucky patron will win a round-the-trip ticket on Sunrise Airways. Tickets at Bullseye Pharmacy, Next Connect, Deepex Scholar Lab, and TicketandPass.com. Brought to you by Archipelago Trading Limited, J. Astepan and Company, HHB Whitchurch, Belfast Estate, Fine Foods Inc., Kyrie FM, Q95, DNO, Vibes Radio, DBS, the Government of Dominica, and more. Flavors of the world, one day, many nations, endless flavor.
The Mary's Academy class of 74-75 Alumni Reunion Committee presents one of the most highly anticipated cultural events of the year, the SMA All Boys Concert, a star-studded night of music, culture, and brotherhood on Friday, October 17th, 6 p.m. at the St. Gerard's Hall. Tansani Simin and 10-time Kaiser Monarch of Dominica, King the sensational Shade of Single Band, award-winning Mr. Reach across the bridge, King Daddy Chess, multi-talented King Bob, the Tell Slim So I Could Live, Brother Crop, John of Vino Menfeld, Shadow Throw, Colin Fingers Philip, County of Serenade, Tahina, Alex and Lara, Kenny the Ghost Williams, Peter Lita, Calvin Senator Espresso. A night of gays of Kadaslim so reggae Muyafo and world of music. Tickets in advance $50. Special students price $25 only at SM. Partners include Navigator, Britain Company, DBS Radio, Kyrie FM, Q95 FM, Dominican News Online, Push Bass 10, the TDN Radio, St. Mary's Academy, UWY Campus Dominica, Dominica Public Service Union, Damian Bennett, and other SMA alumni, Milo Services, Deepex, Bullseye, Dominican Lotteries Commission, Central Cooperative Credit Union, and more. This landmark concert celebrates the extraordinary contributions of SMA alumni who have become icons to Dominica's rich cultural heritage and the regional and international stage. Friday, October 17th, 6 p.m. St. Gerard's Hall, St. Mary's Academy past and present students. Support your alma mater.
Long-awaited all-inclusive Creole Cruise Party is set to set sail at sunset to secret exclusive destinations under the canopy of a lovely, lively, vibrant, colorful celebration with non-stop entertainment by for Serenade Combo, King Dice, Reigning Calypso Monarch, Joy, Dread, and the Bear. Music by DJ Shield. 6 p.m. and the journey departs the Bayfront in Roseau. It's smooth sailing along the scenic coast of independent Dominica. Come enjoy a deserving night of highly anticipated good fun, friends, and frolic. Thursday, October 23rd, all-inclusive Creole Cruise Party. Secure your tickets now for this extraordinary cruise journey along the coast of Dominica. Only $280 or $80 All-inclusive Creole Cruise Party. Get your tickets at Island Event Tickets /tickets Creole Cruise Party. A Bullseye Pharmacy. A call 235-6888. Thursday, October 23rd. Big prizes and surprises. Everyone from the diaspora will be there.
Dominica, we're back. More phone calls. We'll come back to Jeff in a minute. I know that he don't have too much time. I will take, of course, the rest of the afternoon to talk. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Are you there? Yes. Oh, sorry, we missed that call. Let's take this call. Hello?
Hey, Mr. Peltier, blessings to you, sir.
Blessings to you, sir, yeah.
Mr. Bellot, blessings to you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Thanks for your efforts and your contributions, sir. Thank you. Matt, can you recall this country is too free, and for emphasis, it was repeated 3 times in Parliament in front of the Speaker, the late Speaker, Matt?
Mm-hmm.
Dominica is not a real country, and this utterance is from the, as some fellow says, Prime Minister, but I'll say Prime. You remember, go to hell is not your damn business when people ask for accountability, no law, no constitution.
Mm-hmm.
This country doesn't need an opposition. Not the whole transition happens. And it seems like we are still there in La La Land, trying to reminisce, hoping that things turn back to what they used to be. Hiding in plain sight, Matt. It's like you're coming at my home and you're telling me, boy, somebody will steal your bicycle. Why is there you pack that now? But Jeff Bellot come there. Hundreds of people come there. They never tell me about my bicycle. My bicycle is there. As soon as you start telling me, but that bicycle, boy, somebody will take it, that's a fact. You must secure that. My bicycle disappear. Who you think I'm going to say? Jeff Bellot? It's you, not you, Matt Peltier. You know, Matt, there is an analogy here. And that's what these criminals did, Matt. Tell you where they're taking Dominica. Tell you where. So everything, social security, the banks, the schools, the police, Matt, everything is the Dominica Lethal Party. There is not government. Like you said, the Dominica Lethal Party administration is in government. There is just the Dominica Lethal Party. Labour Party die and bury with Pierre Charles, Rosie Douglas, Ed Regis, Patrick John, Oliver LeBlanc. They bury Labour Party with all these people. Now you have the Dominica Lethal Party. The word lethal, sufficient to cause death. It's like a lethal dose of poison, a lethal weapon. And that's what you have them at. So no law, not even the Constitution. That is what that is governing Dominica. Thank you.
And thank you too. Let's see if we can get to a voice note. Yes, somebody sent me a voice note there just a short minute ago. Let's see if we can get to it. Yes,
There is something that governments and political parties say to the populace, and the populace go by that. I myself, I used to believe it once upon a time. I used to go for it. Is a party will say, for example, this will also only happen under this government. It's this government that brought this to you. You see, I will tell people something. Any party in power has that leverage to make such statements because it's a statement to persuade. It's like an advertisement. Because when you really look at it, if Party A can say, we are the only government who cares about this, who will do this, who did that, don't you think if it's government B, Party B that was in power, and they were doing things, getting things done, they would have said the same thing, they can say the same thing? Or if it's Party C that's in power, they will say and they can say the same thing. So this is something I think the populace, the voters are being fooled about. And there is nothing wrong in if a government builds 5 schools and 2 hotels that you're bound to keep that party in power. Nothing saying you must vote for that party. Because at the end of the day, they are paid to do just that. So even if a government comes, a party comes in power, they build 2 hospitals and 2 colleges. And next election, another party comes in power. They will build certain things too. Because I am sure that Freedom Party can point now at certain things they did. United Workers can point now at certain things they did. Labour can point now at certain things they did. And so, and that's the cycle, that's how it's going to go.
All right. To Jeff's point, stop saying the Labour Party did this and the Labour Party did that. It's the government of Dominica, right, Jeff? That's what you want to say. It's the government of Dominica.
This is what it should be, but those guys always see the Labour Party government and not the government of Dominica. And here's the thing: I have a response. I told the guy when we flew to Miami together. I was sitting right behind him, the PM, that I can respond to that publicly. To be honest, he complimented me on the job that was done in the reunion. He was very, very supportive. You give him a lot of credit for that. I mean, as I said, this gentleman, you know where I stand. I doesn't stand for nonsense. And people went to school to tell you that Jeff always tell it to you the way it is. You may take it wrong, but he doesn't stand for nonsense.
I know.
And he knows me, and I told him. But let me give these guys those response. The power specifically would like to make the comments about oh, this is people are criticizing, ask them what they're doing. Well, let me tell you what I'm doing in constituency. If you want to know, not me, it's God-given gift for talent that make that happen. When a lot of people don't know this, when Hurricane Maria happened, you know, I was the first person with my folks in the US that was able to make books available first before 7 Seas all these people come to replace books at the National Library. And the Pal Rep, Sister Renata, can tell you that. Okay, so when they say that people are talking, they're not doing anything. We brought back the National Library with books, supplies books. The Soufriere Primary, we started the library there. Every Christmas, even twice a year, and as we speak in last December, and this come December, God's willing, there will be toothbrush and toothpaste and proper dental hygiene to the Soufriere Primary and Point Michel School. I've made donations in the name of Ferdinand Frampton. You were there last year when we made that available scholarship for Point Michel, this unfortunate child at that school. Which happened again this year in Soufriere, and this year I introduced the Gloria Angol Scholarship, which is a new scholarship for Soufriere Primary, because Miss Angol taught me and many other students, and she has a passion for teaching, and I want to make sure people like that are remembered in our community. We went ahead, we made sure we had this bus stop bill, okay, in Dominica, Matt. This minister for Treadman that commented in Parliament earlier this year or somewhere last year, you know, Matt, how many people know this? Because the company, we have a company here, my company is Lopocodrino. We have made 978,000. That is almost 1 million layers made here in Dominica, working. We have been really profitable on this. And as a result of that, the government of Dominica went boasting. The government of Dominica, the Labour Party government, they call themselves, boasting because of them. They have decreased the importation of table eggs, and for the last 2 Christmas, they weren't able to import table eggs. That part of the service, they were not able to import table eggs. Ask them how they were able to do that. They cannot tell you. It was, I think, the current power from Marigot who mentioned about it's a private investment that was able to get this done. And then we made 892,000 broilers in the last 3 years into this country. That has reduced importation of broilers for big chicken parts and stuff like that.
Can you do a lot more if you're given the right support from the government? Can you do a lot? Your company can do a lot more.
Of course we can. We can do so much more. But
are you getting the support?
Not really, because we invested over $250,000 to $317,000 to be exact into Dominica to get this hatchery project going. And guess what? We did not get any duty free. Every new PS for agriculture minister, oh, Mr. Bella, don't worry, we're working on it, we'll get it to you. Thank God for Dr. Reginald Thomas, who was able to put things in place that we needed a vehicle to carry the chicks around and stuff like that. We make us get a partial duty free. And I still paid $16,000 to clear that vehicle for doing agricultural work. And other people like get their private vehicles duty free.
And they claim they're supporting agriculture.
And look at these numbers, Matt. 978,000 layers. 892,000 broilers, Matt. And this has a result of a circulation of well over $3 million. And you're talking about that, that's more than $1 million a year with the time that we have done that and talking about agriculture. And you know what? Those guys had a big thing last year about people contributing to agriculture in Dominica. Carrifield was not invited. Mr. Boston, who has been working with the farmers underground, running Carrifield, doing all his hard work, helping farmers, he was not invited to that. He didn't get a function. Guardian and some other farmers I can call in. We were not there. We didn't even have the courtesy to make us aware of it. We heard it on the radio, and someone in the Ministry of Agriculture felt so bad about it. And you're talking about agriculture. If we're serious about agriculture, and I made it clear that if I was to take this thing, and that's why, give him credit, the PMA always called me and asked me, oh, you can work for something, but I don't want to be bought. If I'm going to work in I want to work in the government, Dominic. I want to work with the power and everybody. After all, I'm a businessman. But don't tell me, join the red team, come on board. I don't behave that way. Talk to me as a professional and said, we can use your help in this area. What are the resources you can do? How we can work it and make the resources available. I am not going to come on the radio and praise nobody except God to get a position. The agriculture thing in Dominica, we can do better. Matt, let me tell you, when Dominicans don't know this, goats. If you go to the Central Statistics Office in the Ministry of Finance in the Gulf of Dominica and to customs, do you know we are importing over $7 million worth of goat meat into Dominica?
Wow.
Do you know that on chicken alone, we are importing about 25 million US dollars of poultry into Dominica every year? And we have the capabilities of producing this here in the Commonwealth of Dominica. So I think these are the things that people need to understand, that we can do better. And I want people to understand we're not here to criticize the government. We are looking to say we can do. I'm a businessman. I'm willing to open, but I am not going to keep my mouth shut. When something is wrong, I will talk about it. And if I have to be crucified for doing what is right, I will. Because at the end of the matter, Jesus Christ himself was king. And what happened to him? His own people crucify him. So I have no fear in speaking for what is right. That's what I believe in.
Hold on the telephone. Are you there, caller? Yes?
Yes, I'm there, Mr. Peltier.
You're back. You're back. Yes.
I hate calling your program twice. I very, very rarely do this, but this afternoon I'm compelled to do this. Matt, Jeff is now, talking about all those things that, he has done and all the things that he wants to do, but there are certain hindrances, certain obstacles, and all those things that prevents him from expanding. But Matt, when I tell you that Jeff is going to be our new Pal Rep pretty soon, and not just Pal Rep, Jeff is going to be the Prime Minister of Dominica very, very soon. We're just about to clear some hurdles, take care of some stuff, and tell the sitting so-called Pal Rep clear the way for progress, for things to happen in Scottsdale and so doing Dominica.
You sound like the PRO for Jeff.
I do. What you want to tell me? But this is a man who cares about his constituency, he cares about his people, and he cares about the overall well-being of Dominica. This is a man who makes things happen, and not just promises, and lying. And Matt, someone who lies to you constantly, you better don't trust that person. That person will kill you. And Jeff is not a lying person. All right?
All right.
So all the best.
Okay, PRO boy. This guy is making a pitch for you. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Yes?
Matt.
Yes.
I never call your program twice. You can let me know if I'm right or wrong. I have never called your program. But today, Matt, I'm compelled to call back. Matt, let me tell you something. Jeff can attest to that. Matt, Scott said and Soufriere was two villages. We were empowered. We were self-reliant on ourselves with various groups in this community. And Matt, the only thing we used to do at any event we used to keep in the community was write a letter to Charles Maynard to invite him. Charles Maynard never come here and tell us how to live, Charles Maynard never come to Soufriere, Scott said, and divide communities, Charles Maynard could never come to Soufriere, Scott said, and tell us how to live. Today, Dennis and Kerrit is telling us how to live. Matt, the amount of groups we have formed in Soufriere, Scott said, and was supported by Charles Maynard. Today, if anybody decided to go and organize any group, the Pal Rep undermining it, I can attest to that because I have been in that all also. Matt, there is no group in Soufriere and Scotland right now that can stand on their own, because the Pal Rep destroying it. When she's talking about contribution, these are the things you should be looking at. Empower the people, give them the opportunity. There is not one group in Soufriere, Scott said right now, that can stand on their own. Everything she undermines it. And the amount of groups she has put together between Soufriere and Scott said, all sabotage. The last group they put together is a Die-Fest. She killed the Pal Rep. I was at that meeting, Matt. The Pal Rep killed Die-Fest for 3 years. She killed it for 3 years. And she's coming back. And the main people that's supposed to be on the panel for the Die-Fest, they did not invite them. What are you saying about that, Matt? So their Die-Fest was a political Die-Fest. Every member that was on the board in Die-Fest is Labour. When you tell me you're organizing a Die-Fest, you have to get the key people involved. People coming to enjoy the activity during the day. And when night falls, we enjoy ourselves. It was just a CO, Matt. There was no activity, just a CO. So I'm just saying that to say, Matt, when she's talking about people dividing, she's the one dividing. Ask her how many groups in Scotland Soufriere that can stand on its own. All we will do is write a letter to Charles Maynard when Charles Minard come here help us how we can. But Charles Minard wasn't telling us how to live, but right now, deem it and scare it now, telling us how to breathe, how to eat in our own village. And Mr. Jeff Bellott can attest to that, Matt. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Matt. It's not the Labour Party's place to say it is the Labour Party that's doing this and that. So, Matt, it seems like all the permanent secretaries are Labour Party supporters based on handing over and breaking ground. So, senior officers, people are watching, they're saying, you're not the Labour Party permanent secretaries. You're the permanent secretaries of the people of Dominica. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Take note, yes?
Matt, good afternoon. Good afternoon. You have a guest in house, right?
Yes, Jeff is here. Jeff Bellott. Mhm.
I like the way this gentleman presents his tax. He gives us the numbers. We don't find our government doesn't do that. And when they do give us numbers, they seem exorbitant. And you wonder if these contracts that they're putting out are is there's a kickback coming there. I was in Soufriere yesterday and I saw that wall. And how much did the government say they spent on that wall? 3 or 4 million, Matt.
I think something like that, yes. I can't remember the exact figure.
But, Matt, I looked at that wall, and it's not more than 200 feet, Matt, in my estimate. It is not more than 200 feet. And they're saying the 3 or 4 million that they spent on it. Matt, did a politician get kicked in the back for that project? We cannot let those things go. The people must open their eyes. $4 million or $3 million for 150 feet of seawall? Come on. Come on, Matt. I want to challenge the government to get a quantity surveyor to put a real price on that. If they think that I am off the wall, I want one of their quantity surveyors or some independent quantity surveyor to tell us what is the value of that seawall. Because what I saw, $3 or $4 million that they say they fixing that seawall, this is totally off the wall. Excuse the expression. Enough said.
All right, thank you very much. 449-3095-96 and 97. Hello, yes, Jeff is so right. He says, I think, yes, we read that story before. But you want to make a comment there, Jeff, quickly?
Yeah, I mean, this general just called is right, because even when we were trying to do the bus stop, Scott said, our rep said it was $40-some thousand. I said, it's okay. I'd rather check for $10,000 to build a bus stop. And so the mistake and give the estimate. They said, yeah, when it came, it was about $25,000. So those numbers are just ridiculous. And guys, we need to be fair. People are not stupid. A lot of people have calculated.
So are you saying they're crunching numbers unnecessarily?
A lot of those numbers doesn't make sense. And I listened to one guy in Parliament one time. I think it was part of the Ministry of Agriculture or Minister of Agriculture, whatever he was. And I was explaining something about FCR, which stands for feed conversion ratio. And this guy was giving some numbers about FCR. And it was so laughable about numbers. And they just make up no scientific data. And Matt, I cannot operate in a place like this. You know how I operate. Mm-hmm. My staff know how I operate. And when you come and you give those numbers, that is not correct. You have to give better evaluation to these things. And a lot of those projects, the kind of number, the millions of dollars they are saying they are spending on these projects, we need to see where the costs go to.
Value for money.
Value for money. We need to see that. And that wall, by the way, Matt, as recent as last Christmas Day, somebody lost their life at that seawall. There's about 3 persons or so was lost life on that wall 8 years ago. And you're coming to do that. And to be quite frank, we have put pressure on the government, we have put pressure on the power rep that we need these things to be done. And we will not stop put pressure until we get a washroom for those bars in Scottsdale. That is the next big project. We're looking at that. We want to see that basketball court in the 80s and 90s. Do you know Scottsdale was the first place to have a multi-purpose basketball court? You go there now, there's no recreation happening. We need to get a basketball court in Scottsdale again. We need to get a basketball court in Soufriere and Pointe-Michel going again. We need to get a playing field in Brookfield going again. We need to invest in our young people. And you cannot tell me you're talking about investing in young people. And some of those young fishermen who go in and people. One gentleman told me, Matt, since Peanut was power rep, he put them to help them to get a boat. And they give people other people. And this is a young man with children going to school, struggling, going out there. And then you cannot give this young man a boat. to go fishing. Come on. We need to do evaluation. And this is what I'm talking about. When these projects have been done, proper evaluation must be done. And as I said publicly, I'll say it again. It's just like that $300 a month. It's a great initiative, but it should be done properly. This thing should go through the right channel, through the right ministry, and let people bring the documents that they need to make them qualify. This is how you do things properly. You just don't go and do things Viki and say, oh, the government or the Labour Party government doing this, or the Freedom Party or UW government. That's not the way ministers of Honorable House of Assembly behave. This is not what honorable men who supposed to be honorable men were elected to do a job to do it. And I want people to understand that when you have an election, these are the consequences, the results. You go, you get frustrated, and when election time comes, you get purchased for a vote, whether you get they promise you a window, a door, or whatever they promise you. And after the result, you're going to have to deal with these consequences if you don't vote for the right reason, if you are voting for yourself in a sense to get a few $100 here and there, but instead of voting where you can get a community center built, where we can work on getting our young people minds right, skills training to develop them to be independent. For example, Mr. PLT, you have an international airport coming, but are we training people right now for the jobs for the international airport? And then all of a sudden, the international airport is there if it happened. And then what happened? You don't have people trained on the country to be able to do it. So I'm recommending to the government to look at the projects, like the jobs that they may need people for. So you start training people now, whether it's in navigation, aviation, whether it is how to offload the plane, or do the different maintenance for the airlines. Those airlines coming to Dominica, you should be negotiating with them right now, talking to them and find out the skill set or the people they need to employ on the ground. And then you work like with ground handlers of those companies in Dominica. You set a program at the college, and then when the airport comes, these men and women in Dominica are trained and they are ready. You should be engaging people in the Westwood Fordham area to be able to make like food that can be used on the airplane. This is what a responsible government do.
All right, somebody says, maybe Jeff can address it because I think he spoke earlier about value for money. I know. Have you seen the boats that they gave in there in Scottsdale a couple of days ago?
I have not seen the recent ones. I've not seen the recent one, but some of the other ones they gave, I laughed when I heard how much they say each of these boats cost.
$43,000. Do you see it?
Wow. We would like to see the numbers. What cost $43,000? How much of that was the material? How much of that was the labor? And what was the cost of the material? Where to get the material from? A transparent government will do that.
A breakdown.
They give you a breakdown. How much was for labor? I told you a bus stop. They told me a bus stop was $46,000, but it was built for half the cost of that. Oh, wow. So you need to understand that as a government, people are going question things. And when you are questioned or challenged, don't label people as workers or freedom or that kind of nonsense. You need to understand that you need to be responsible and that you need to give accountability because you are dealing with the public's purse. The treasury is the people of Dominica money. Whenever we go to the shop to buy anything, that 15% goes to that. And we need to stop make excuses as to why things cannot get done. Look at the important thing that can help and empower our people, like giving people a house and give them a certificate of title. Give these people a boat, but work on a plan for them that if something happened to this boat, how are they going to maintain it? And these are the things, like those houses, like in Bellevue Shopping Homes, for example, I've heard so many people talk about they spend money to fix it, but they're not sure doing the right thing because they don't have a title. And like these are the things. At least give the people a home and work with them and see how much they're making. Even if it's $100 a month, they can get, and they will own the property. In Scottsdale in Savannah, when the DFP was in government, that's what they did. They built 21 homes. All these homes were built by local people like Sultan, my Uncle Nine, and some of the other people were built by Soufriere Scottsdale Ghanaian, Paul Michel people. Bet none those guys, remember them. They're the one who built those homes. And guess what? Today, people own these homes. It was about $23,000 back then. And these people have paid this loan off. They were paying as little as $100 a month. Now they own these homes. They're able to take loans to expand on it or to buy a fishing boat or whatever. This is what we are saying, that as little as these people can pay for these homes, then they can own it and they can expand on it. This is what a responsible government do. Matt, I don't know if you know in St. Kitts with this housing program, that's what the government does. That's what they call the half and half. where they start the basic for you, the foundation, everything, and you finish it. Or you get the house and then you pay a certain amount of money every month. In St. Kitts, that's what's going on. Why can't we do that here?
All right, 449-309. So somebody says, oh boy, a lot of accusations there on Facebook, you know. How much was the Rosa Bridge? Somebody said 18 million. They bridged the 18 million. I think somebody had some issue with that as well. Matt, they inflated the projects. It happens all the time. Remember, the sitting Speaker of the House, Mr. Isaac, said he had a problem with the price tag, $80 million with the West Bridge. He was adamant that the cost of the bridge was grossly inflated. Now he is sitting pretty in the bosom of corruption, and that does not matter anymore. Somebody's pointing out that.
Well, people like the Speaker of the House. Sometimes I wonder if he likes when ministers of government make errors, and if he's jealous that he's not a minister and he's Speaker of the House. Because like the recent comment made by the Honorable Foreign Minister, the Parliament laws are clear that you cannot say anything or criticize or anything negatively about anyone or organization who's not present to defend themselves. And what is even more troubling is that the Speaker of the House allowed Mr. Henderson to continue to give such a negative impact on a company like Josephine Gabriel and Company. And that's why I want to give the Freedom Party kudos for putting that statement out there to condemn it. And I would ask the Freedom Party, they should probably do a follow-up and ask if the minister has ever made this apology to Josephine Gabriel or to the public. Because these things are serious. As Speaker of the House, you cannot allow, either you don't know your role, or you wanted the minister to look like a fool, or you want his job. Because you should know the law. And people in Parliament, I've never been a member of Parliament, but from what I read is that you cannot criticize or anyone who's not there to defend themselves in Parliament. And the Speaker of the House allowed the minister to make this comment about Josephine Gabriel and Company. A company has been there all long time. And to speak about this partly, because I have to go quickly, is that here's the thing. I have a problem with this thing by the minister. First of all, you trying to talk about the better business standard or business of standards in Dominica. For the business of standards to be able to reinforce laws, those laws have to come from Parliament, and the better business standards now can enforce these rules. The better business of standards or business of standards in Dominica cannot put a rule in place in Dominica. They have to have work instructions. They have to have SOPs in place, guidance for them to follow. So if, for example, the government or Parliament decided that they're going to put a rule on manufacturing, that in manufacturing, the labor must look like this, the size must be ABC, whatever it is, then the business of standards can go now. When there's a complaint, if the company don't meet that, that's how you can file a complaint. But to be a minister of government attacking a company who's been in business for over 40 years in the Commonwealth of Dominica has created so many jobs for people. And I would even be surprised if Josephine Gabriel paid for some of his books when he went to school as a sponsor, because they have done so well in Dominica. So I really want to commend the DFP for putting this article out, and the DIC and all those people who have come out to do it. We have to do better as ministers. We have to do better as people when you want to represent the country. And I've said it, Peltier. Again, I'm going to be clear. I'm not interested in change of government or party politics. I'm interested in a group of men and women who are interested in putting the best interests of the people of Dominica first, the laws of Dominica first, respect the laws of Dominica, and do what is best for Dominica. This is what we need in Parliament, Mr. Peltier.
All right. Jeff, I suspect you have to go. You spend a lot of time with us. And I guess we'll be seeing you soon sometime.
You know, it's always great to be Dominica. I love this country. I love my Scots here, my Soufriere, Ghana, Michelle. I love this place. But thanks for the opportunity. As you know, busy schedule. I'm trying to join another meeting soon. So I want to thank Dominica for listening. I want to thank the people of Soufriere, Scots, Ghana, Michelle, for really deciding that they had enough. And there has been a lot of change in that community. And I hope the next time they build houses in Savannah, they will have a consultation with the people that own property there. They'll inform DOWASCO. And then the people of Scott said will have, more information. And I really asking the power rep, please make sure that 20 bins available for all of these houses up in that area, so we have this trash disaster to come to an end.
Well, you seem so passionate about the constituency, Jeff. And I ask you the question again. Are you going to give the people hope that something will change and that you might be the representative in that area, maybe the next election?
There's a chance. And I think if the people give me this opportunity, and my family, especially my lovely men and Jeff and Jack, can let me know, yes, Daddy, you can go for it, I will do it. But you know what, Matt? If it's meant to be, it will be. How about that?
All right. La Pointe Soufriere Scott said, have some hope.
Dominica Festival Fever is here, and lightning tickets are out now. Friday, $200. Saturday, $300. Sunday, $200. And season tickets, $600. 3 explosive nights, October 24th to the 26th at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium. Tickets available at www.dominicafestivals.com, Bullseye Pharmacy, and Tipex Colorado. Move fast because the vibes won't wait on you. WCMF 2025. Your festival, your culture, your time.
But do you really have money to burn? What about your commitments? Have you paid your bills? What about your telephone bill, your light bill, your water bill? What are you going to use to pay your loan? A truck of stones? NCCU wants you to continue to make wise financial decisions that will not leave you stressed. Think of your commitments. Commit to your commitments. Commit to saving. And then you can have some money to burn.
The Ministry of Culture, Youth, Sports and Community Development brings you the opening of Independence Parade, Saturday, September 27th, from the Portersburg Savannah to the Roseau Promenade at 3 p.m. Come witness culture at its best, with special road performances from Jinping groups, ballet, steel pan, live cooking, Lapo Cabwit, Big Bottom Ladies, and more. Yes, there's more. Pageant winners and contestants for the Best and Madame Wop Duet pageants. Corporate sponsors float, and there's more. On the truck, Kendall and Mr. Benji from Tribuque International, Liquorman, Mr. Daddy Skinny, and there's more. All you have to do is catch the parade from 3 p.m. Saturday, September 27th. And remember to wear something Creole. Come celebrate Dominica's 47 years of progress and purpose.
All right, Dominica, we have just about 13 more minutes. Let's listen to some of the announcement made yesterday at the handing over ceremony of houses there in Eccleston.
This is not the end, but part of a new beginning. Today, 16 families will receive the keys to their modern, resilient homes, which will change their lives forever. We received 515 applications. and all of whom are deserving. My preoccupation now as PALREP is to review the applications, 499 of them, and to see how best I can assist and better their circumstance. I am still mindful of the fact that the living conditions of too many people have not reached the acceptable level. Our government knows this. I am aware of this. Your time to join several thousands who are living in resilient homes shall come. It is a pledge that I and our Dominica Labour Party government has made, an obligation which we are fulfilling. We don't promise which we cannot deliver. Our records are clear for all to see. Things happen in God's own time. To the beneficiaries, you are relieved from your burden of servicing rent. Hence, your current savings can lead to the production of disposable income.
Although the structures took the most time to begin under the Modern Resilient Housing Program, it is the first to be delivered. And that, my friends, is a cause for celebration. And you know, we faced many challenges at the start of this project. Finding the right location in Roto South was not easy. Many sites were considered. Many doors were closed before this one opened up. And yes, it came at a higher cost because, as you can see, there are many retaining walls, and these were required. But we pressed on because we were determined to provide resilient homes right here in Roto South. And so persistence pays off. And today, our persistence has paid off for 16 deserving families. And this is the work of a Labour Party government, a party that I am proud to represent. Because at the heart of it all, Labour Party politicians were really humanitarians. And this, I'm telling you, is what gives us joy.
Always be people among us in the society, notwithstanding their best efforts, notwithstanding all what they try to do, they will not have the means of going to the banks and the credit unions like you and me to get a loan to build a home. And the question is, if these people are in need, what do we do as a government? Do I say to them that this is not a responsibility of the government, or we use the little resources that we have to build homes for them so that their children can have hope and confidence in the future of this country? That the children can study under the lights, that the children can have access to modern washrooms, that the senior citizens no longer have to bother themselves with leaking roofs, and struggling single parents at the mercies of unscrupulous landlords who renting homes for people with no washrooms, no proper facilities. Come on, my friends, we have a duty.
Let's go to the telephone at this time. We don't have too much time as we wrap it up in the afternoon this Friday. On the telephone, hello, talk to me, yes? Oh, sorry. Somebody says there on Facebook, we will never totally eradicate the corruption as it is inherent in most societies, but we must not allow everything good to descend into corruption. Somebody says, another person, I think the same, a little corruption is expected, like a little blemish on a ripe banana, but no one wants total corruption, which is like editing completely a rotten fruit, or eating a rotten fruit. Time is of the essence. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Hi, good afternoon, Honorable Matt Kelsey. That's the man from Laku. Shetland.
Shetland, yeah, blessings.
First of all, I want to thank you so much. You're like a psychiatrist. You're taking everybody's problems, but you know how you manage that. That's, every day.
I try and try. Yes.
You have to get it burden of the whole society. And I want to tell you, I appreciate your effort. People might criticize this and that, but I don't think many people can stay there and take all the problems and issues that Dominicans have and just, have the kind of spirit that you have doing that. I want to thank you for that. I want to compliment Jeff Bellot. He's a man of passion, action, and articulation. He means well for not just the Soufriere constituency, but for Dominica. I mean, you don't get many people like that. He's talking with fervor and energy, and he's determined to ensure that the people of Soufriere Scotland and the people of Dominica get better, and they do better. And, I think you must call a spade, They're not giving houses to people. They're giving them access to houses. No other government I know in the history of Dominica has been so abusive of a people. They're giving them a key. I mean, you know what happened to Munstaby? You know what happened to all the other persons before they died? The houses were already handed over to other people. They had no legal right to the property. And it's offensive. And then he had the Prime Minister saying, they will never, I want to quote him right now. The Honorable Prime Minister of Dominica is telling Dominicans that under his government, despite their best efforts, they will never, ever be able to go to the bank and take a loan and pay for their own houses. I mean, is that a message, a positive, inspiring, and helpful message coming from a prime minister that has been in control of the economy of the country for over 20 years? And the prime minister is living in a mansion paid for by the state, 64, 70, we don't even know how much money, $1,000 a month. And he's telling those people, and he doesn't have to pay a loan, he doesn't have to go to the bank, but he's telling the people of Dominica that they will, despite their best efforts, they will never, under his government, that's what he's saying, be able to go to the credit union. Matt, we built our houses here, that is me and my family, and we went to the credit union. That was how many years ago? So are you telling me we're just public officers? And I know many farmers, many messengers, many people who work in the public service, business owners, private people, ordinary people that were just masons and carpenters who went to the bank and took a loan many years ago under better governance and built their own houses and paid for their own houses. And Roosevelt Skerrit is proud to tell Dominicans that they will never, under his government, be able to go to the bank and take a loan because he'll ensure that they're never independent and he will give them access, a key. Not that he's giving them a key to a house. They will never own that house. And he's proud to be telling them that. And he expects them to clap and to rejoice. And his wife, similarly. So, Matt, we know where we are, and we know we need change, and we need better for Dominica. And that's why the voices of Jeff Bellot, Thompson Fontaine, and Lennox Linton, who we haven't heard for a while, and all the other persons, so all the advocates for change, that's where they're going. We need a better government, a better Dominica. We have people, we have used their best efforts to go to the bank and take a loan, build their own houses, have their own keys, their own certificates of title, and own their property. So we're in a bad place, and we need to get that moving, get that out of our way. Thank you for the opportunity, Matt, psychologist, psychiatrist.
Thank you, my brother.
The opportunity to speak, brother.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you.
So all garden implements and furniture inside was implemented.
More families. Waiting, I imagine.
Day after day, I listen to every word that
The dependency syndrome continue.
you want to build a big plan. I know you like every Dominican.
Somebody says these ministers do not care. They are admitting to corrupt practices without consequences.
Many can sing in this big song. So many taken for a fool. Many
They made the people poor. And talking about disposable income.
ignorant, polarization, causing untold
Campaign, somebody saying, is in high gear. Do you believe that?
time. That is why drama starting wine. I can't be nothing one promise from the say. I can't go to shop and promise from the say. I can't take the bus and promise from the say. I can't pay school fee. You could promise me what you want. You could promise me anything that you want.
Matt, I support that question. I support that question fully. Everywhere in the world, government contributing houses or making houses for poor people. That's people that cannot help themselves. But you have all kind of people giving houses for poor because of politics. And then when they finish, they cannot even pay the light bill. Who go and pay for it? You understand? There are different conditions. You give them a house and they have to contribute. We don't have gold, we don't have silver. The only form of oil we have is our water. We don't utilize it. So who paying for those bills? So I support the person from saying that.
Polarization, causing untold destruction in this desert island. Tell me the other time. Yeah, that is why drama starting wine. I can't be nothing one promise from the say. I can't go to shop and promise from the say. I can't take the bus and promise from the say. I can't be.
The Ministry of Culture, Youth, Sports and Community Development brings you the opening of Independence Parade, Saturday, September 27th, from the Portersville Savannah to the Roseau Promenade at 3 p.m. Come witness culture at its best with special road performances from Jinping groups, Belly, Steel Pan, Live Cooking, Lapo Cabwit, Big Bottom Ladies, and more. Yes, there's more. Pageant winners and contestants for the Best and Madame Bob Duet pageants. Corporate sponsors floats, and there's more on the truck. Kendall and Mr. Benji from Triple K International, Liquorman, Mr. Daddy Skinny, and there's more. All you have to do is catch the parade from 3 p.m. Saturday, September 27th, and remember to wear something Creole. Come celebrate Dominica's 47 years of progress and purpose.
Le World Creole Music Festival 2025. 3 jours et 3 nuits de fête à la Dominique. Une multitude d'artistes exceptionnels. Oswald, Romain Virgo, Simple, Triple K, Vibes Cartel, Azabanta, Yes, Spice, Shanika, Fixer, Louis Douet Filet, Little Boy, Benji Garley, Mayo, Kassa, Frida J, et Signal Bass, Sidwa Savannah, Jenny, Massika et encore bien d'autres étoiles. La Dominique s'embrase pour le plus grand festival créole au monde, le World Creole Music Festival. Vivez intensément l'expérience avec
Let's enjoy some independence music until the 4 o'clock hour. I'll be back on your radio tomorrow.
Non, je peux pas fonctionner sans ton amour de ma vie,
Après la moitié, tu vas y dire, et puis c'est que paradis, par une chance, fait donc la fleurie, parce que moi la vie pas finie. Donc c'est pas la peine de nous inquiéter, ça qui pour nous l'open que chaille, et qui va mettre moi dans une chérie, et vous payer laisser moi tourner, pour moi qui est dans ça. C'est un pays qui est pour qui va me la vie. Moi, celui dans tout bel faire, dans tout briller et bien. Et moi, content. Tout capable de tout manger, la monde a fait sécurité. C'est au qui m'a ouais. Pour ma déboutante, c'est un péché. Ça va, moi, avancer. Moi, pas qu'il a tué. Tête comme les tiens, par mettre pays pour atteindre, c'est pour faire l'immoter, ensemble tout ce que ça fait ça, dormir, ouais, dormir, cher, jamais battu en chemin pour des effets qui sont moi, il toujours chez le valet, parfait dans le trajet pour ces pays après. Comme des tiens, par mettre pays c'est pour faire l'immoter, ensemble tout ce que ça fait ça, dormir, ouais, dormir, cher.
To the dance tonight, know that I'm party on music cool, the night dancing fire. I drop the clothes, I fresh it up on my shoulder. And there I stand, I wanna take you home tonight. Cause the way you body move, that it feels so right. Oh baby, 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 if I come home with you, well, tell me what's will you do? Oh, I feel my body, well, baby, remember me, well.